6 things that helped me turn 20 cents into $304,000, and that number just keeps growing exponentially year after year. Not so long ago, I watched a video like this. I took the initiative to open an Etsy shop, connect it with a print-on-demand company, a company that would print t-shirts for me and ship them out, and I started my journey. The very first calendar year in 2021, I was able to pull in $34,000 profit. That escalated and jumped to a profit of $110,000 the second year, 2022. Moving into 2023, I was able to put the same amount of effort I put in, if not maybe a little less, in 2023 into my Etsy shop, and make even more money in 2023. I was able to make $162,000 profit. It was only 20 cents to go ahead and get that first listing listed, and I was off to the races. 3 short years later, I'm at $304,000 profit, and as you can see, each year I get a huge raise. So who knows how much I'll make over the following 3 years. Certainly more than $304,000. Now, taking action was actually one of the biggest pieces that led me here, right? Because you can't make anything happen if you don't get going, if you don't take that action. So if this is your first video, I hope that you have opened up the doors to now go watch all kinds of content about this concept. That's what happened to me that first night that I stumbled across a video speaking about this topic. But if this is your 40th or 50th video, I hope this inspires you to get off of this video as soon as it's over and go get that shop open. We're going to talk about the 6 strategies and tools that have helped me accomplish this, and we're starting now. First up, being consistent. This is huge because I can promise you that you are going to want to give up before your Etsy shop takes off. You are going to believe that no one is seeing your items, that you're wasting your time. You might even start thinking that Etsy is pushing your items down to the bottom on purpose and that no one is seeing your things. Be consistent anyways. When you are not making sales, that is the time to list as hard as you can. There's nothing else taking up your time. You don't have customer service yet. You don't have to worry about syncing orders or getting things pushed through. There's no other pieces that you need to worry about. The only thing on your agenda is listing, designing and listing your items. Be consistent and be consistent every day. Don't just pop into your shop and try to put a listing out here or there once or twice a week, or every 2 or 3 weeks popping in and thinking you're just going to do what you can do. Now listen, if that's all you can do, well, sure. And you want to get started? Sure. But go in understanding with the right expectation that you're probably going to make really slow moves and you're probably going to be doing this for a couple years before you really start seeing growth. If you want growth, I won't call it quick growth, but I do kind of feel like it's quick growth because in the time it would have taken, college education takes 4 years and you come out of college owing money to the university, to the college. Here, 3 years after I opened my Etsy shop, I'm on YouTube University learning as much as I can. And within 3 years, I don't owe money. In fact, I've made $300,000. So it kind of is fast. I don't want to say that, though, because in a world of instant gratification, people are getting frustrated after 3 weeks or 3 months. People are getting frustrated and thinking, oh, well, there's something going on and Etsy's just not showing my stuff. Probably you just haven't honed in your skills and you haven't gotten good at it yet. Etsy's going to put your impressions in front of people. If they don't click on your item when it's popping up in front of them, it's not going to get shown in front of anybody anymore. And then you're not going to get any views, you're not going to get any visits if you can't get people to click on the impression when it's popping up in front of them. So just keep going. Start figuring out and get a little bit better each time. You'll be able to get it figured out, how to get people to click on your design. Your designs will get better and better. Second, build on any progress that you've already made. So in my case, this last year, I was able to make $162,000 profit. If Shauna from 3 years ago could hear this Shauna sitting here right now say that, that Shauna's jaw would be on the floor, because that Shauna was super thrifty and had every bit of the budget to the very penny figured out. And to hear those kinds of numbers, just kind of insane. So how do you scale something from 34,000 to 110,000 to 162,000, and hopefully this year it'll be closer to 200,000? How do you scale that? You build on the progress you've already mustered up. So as a beginner, I know a lot of people watching this video might be beginners. As a beginner, I would do that by, I had my little stats switch toggled on at the top right-hand corner of your listings page in your Etsy shop. This is often always turned off automatically when you open your shop, but go and make sure yours is toggled on, and then in each listing, you'll be able to see how many views it's gotten over the last 30 days. I set things out. You don't want to go in there and look every single day to see if it's gotten a view, especially in the beginning. You might get frustrated. Now, after 2 or 3 days, I usually can get a couple views on there, but in the beginning, it might have taken a little longer. But I'm always in there kind of looking at that, and if something's getting views, I double down on that. That means that I go in, I make more designs using that font, or maybe that color scheme, or maybe those graphics, or I most definitely make more designs in that niche. I really dig away at certain niches consistently. There's that word consistent again. I dig away at certain niches consistently throughout the year in order to build on the progress that I've already mustered up. Number 3, great research habits. This is something you'll get better and better at with consistency, because you won't be good at it in the beginning, of course, because you don't know how to do it yet. Through developing your research habits, you're going to get much better at your SEO, which is your search engine optimization, the title and the tags that you're placing in your listings, which is how people or customers, potential customers, are finding the items that are best suited for them. It's from us sellers going in and putting the right kinds of terms in there. And you want to use terms that people are actually using and searching. So there's research involved in making sure you're using the best bits of title and tag phrases. The next type of research that you're going to need to be getting good at is making sure that you're doing design research. So once you have made sure that, okay, I know I could sell t-shirts, and I know that there's a lot of customers on Etsy that are buying t-shirts, so we know this is a good product, and I know the wedding niche has a ton of customers that are coming into Etsy and buying products. Now what do I design? You want to go and make sure that you're doing your research on the types of designs that are already selling well. The sub-niches or smaller categories within the wedding niche that you can actually sell in. So for example, maybe you're going to sell bachelorette shirts, a specific type of item in the wedding niche. And then with bachelorette shirts, maybe you've decided to make bachelorette shirts for someone who is having a bachelorette party in Nashville. And now you're going to go in and really do your research on the types of designs that are already selling well there. So you know what types of phrases are going well, and you know what types of colors and what kinds of fonts people are already liking. And then you're going to find a way to make that different and or better than what everyone else is doing. And that takes time. Through consistency, you'll get better and better at that. Of course, you could do this research for free by going into Etsy itself, typing Nashville bachelorette shirts, and then filtering by best sellers, and then looking at all the best sellers that way. And then if you want to go a step further, you can try Everbee. If you haven't tried it yet and want to, you can get a free trial of it. I will leave a link to Everbee down below. It is what I often use to do a lot of my research, and that will give you really a lot of information on the listings that you're looking at to do your research with. And you can make sure that you're using listings that have a huge sales volume, because with Everbee, you'll be able to see a lot of information, including how much revenue that shirt has brought in for the seller that posted it, how many times it has sold, how many times it sells monthly, and you'll really be able to pick the items to pay attention to based on those stats. Number 4, scaling that 20 cents to $300,000 and counting, you need to make great designs that are going to stand out in the market, on the Etsy market. When people are scrolling through that page, how are you going to get them to stand out? So we already did the research. The fourth concept here is making sure that you're using beautiful artwork in your listings. Now, if you are a graphic artist and you are able to produce your own artwork, that's amazing. That's not me. So I had to make sure that I was using artwork that I was allowed and had permission to use to resell on my designs on Etsy. Creative Fabrica is the way that I was able to do that. Creative Fabrica, I will leave it linked down below. You can also Google it if you like, but I will have my affiliate link down in the description below. And it's relatively inexpensive. I think it comes to like $4.99 a month. And you can actually search their website by POD, like a license agreement for POD people, print-on-demand people, and then you know that you are safe. You can use it in your Etsy shop with your print-on-demand items. Beautiful graphics, beautiful artwork, just about anything that you could imagine that you want to find, you will find. You will want to change it in some way and make it unique and special. Otherwise, you could have lots of sellers just downloading the same graphic, and then yours won't be interesting or unique. So you can mix it with a cool phrase, or you can just take part of the graphic that you like that works for the design you were thinking about doing. Or just look up elements and find element bundles in there where you have little different pieces that you can arrange the way you want to arrange them within your design. The last two things on our list are pretty important for the scalability part of this. So number 5 is having a really good design app that you feel is easy to use and that really helps you create designs quickly. For me, this has been Kittl. Kittl has a bunch of templates that you can actually use. So sometimes you have to design and you're uninspired, right? Like it happens to me. I don't know if it's happened to you. Let us know down in the comments. Do you keep going? Do you find a way to just struggle through it and keep going? I really push myself even on those nights where I don't feel like listing. The listing goal has to be met each week. It just, if I want to grow the shop, it's got to get met. So when I am feeling a little less than inspired, I sometimes will go right into Kittl and I will use one of their templates. I don't have it in me to like lay everything out myself and come up with this really great thing, but I can use one of their templates and just, it's plug and play. I'm able to go to one of the niches that I already usually list in, and then I can use that template to just make a bunch of shirts. So for example, I list in the teacher niche all the time. I did make a resource for the teacher niche. I'll leave it linked down below if you're looking for a resource to help you build out a niche. That's the one that I have right now. I'm planning on doing a couple more calendars like that on specific niches that will help you know what to list throughout the year for that specific niche. So if I am feeling uninspired, maybe I'll go in and just grab one of their templates and then I'll do a design up for a kindergarten teacher, first grade teacher, second grade teacher, third grade teacher, fourth grade teacher. So I'll change the template a little bit and then be able to scale it out to a bunch of these different teachers. You could do that easily with nurses as well. Another great thing about Kittl is it's very easy to do cool text. You could distort the text, and I find it very easy to do so. You have wavy text that's really easy to do, which is very popular. You can arc the text really easily. You can actually take the text and stretch it. You can have a shape and then put a word inside that shape and stretch the word so that the word actually takes on the shape, which can be a really great selling technique to use, especially in a niche that maybe not many people are doing it. So for example, if you had a wolf and you wanted to put text inside there that maybe was about the outdoors or about adventure or maybe about power or something like that that maybe the wolf would represent, then you could actually shape the text within that shape of the animal. You could use any animal you wanted. I did a video on that and I'll leave it linked down below if that makes you curious and you want to see more about that. So many incredible things you can do with Kittl, and I'm able to produce designs quickly, which is going to be very important in the long scope of building your shop and getting it scalable and making lots of profits, you've got to be able to get designs up quickly. So whatever design app you decide to use, make sure you're practicing with it a lot and that it can do the things that you find yourself wanting to do. The shaped text, the arced text, the wavy text, adding texture, which is another nice feature that I like in Kittl as well. Number 6, and this one is a big one, and then I got a quick bonus for you also. But before we jump into number 6, if you are finding value from this video, I'd so appreciate it if you went down real quick and just booped the like button for me. That lets me know you're liking content like this. It lets me know that you're enjoying it. And when I go in to kind of sit and figure out, well, what kind of content should I make next? I look for the videos that have lots of likes and lots of views, and that's how I know to make more content like that for you guys. And if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, I want to invite you right now to go ahead and join our community. Go down and subscribe so that you'll be alerted when we have a new video coming out. Number 6, you want to make sure that you're partnered with a great print-on-demand partner. This will become abundantly obvious to you when you are at a point where you've got 100+ orders coming in every day. You have to be able to trust the company you've partnered with, because when you have customers reaching out to you and saying, hey, there was a misprint on this, or hey, this peeled off in the wash, you need to be able to let your print shop know and not have to be following back up with your print shop to make sure it's taken care of. I never have to follow back up with my print shops. I can trust them. They take care of business. As a matter of fact, we're going to highlight Printify right now. I got this comment on one of my videos recently from Hello User 793. He says, Printify customer service is lit. And I do get a lot of comments from subscribers about how much they love Printify. And Printify is a fantastic print partner. If you're not familiar, Printify isn't a print shop itself. It's kind of the Uber Eats of the print world, where they have a bunch of print shops that you can choose from to fulfill your items. And one of the really nice things about Printify also is that there's just so many different products that you can print on. Phone cases, t-shirts, including items like comfort colors within the t-shirt category, which is a really popular type of t-shirt that sells. Suitcases, mugs, tumblers, pet products. There's just a whole bunch of items that you can choose from because there's so many different print shops, and you're able to just get a lot of different products as a result of that. Through the holidays, Printify had their items out quickly. Things were delivered quickly. There were not a lot of mistakes, and when a mistake did happen, I could just let Printify know and it was taken care of. You'll get really good at knowing exactly what to ask for from your customer. You need to get a photo. If there is a problem with delivery, you need to make sure that you confirm that it was sent to the correct address. And that way, when you go to your print shop, you could say, hey, this is the problem. Here's the picture. Or they already confirmed with them the address. I already confirmed with them they washed it properly with all the washing instructions. We need help with this, and it will be taken care of. Printify also has really competitive pricing, and they do have a plan that you can pay into. I want to say it's like $29.99. I have it. It's definitely worth it. If you're just making 2 or 3 sales a month, it becomes worth it. So my suggestion is join that after you start actually selling. I would join it right after I sold my first item. I think that's what I did do. I think I joined that right after I sold my first item. Because you figure after you sell your first item, you're going to sell more, right? You're assuming that it's going to keep happening for you. So with Printify, you are going to get great pricing, great delivery times, and you know that you're building your business with someone or with a company that has great customer service. I do have my link for Printify down below if you want to use it. Obviously, you can just Google it as well, but anytime someone uses that link, I always really appreciate that. Now, I did tell you if you stuck around, there'd also be a bonus, and that bonus goes back to designing. I could not have grown this business into a business that is now making me 6 figures, and hopefully this year, multiple 6 figures within 1 year, if I had not gotten the designing figured out. This is one of the most important pieces with getting people to purchase your items. And so my piece of advice to you as far as designing is to figure out how to make what other people have already done and are getting bestsellers on, how do you make it better? How do you make it different? You don't have to come up with something completely new. You could take what's already happening, and there are ways that you can make it better and you can make it different. I know you need to see examples of that, and that's just what I'm going to show you in this video that's about to pop up, but of course not until after that tip from Tucker. Tucker, take it away!